Good Memorial Day morning. So far it looks like it's going to be beautiful outside. We'll see what happens. You never know. I'm getting ready to get on the road this morning. Spent the night here in Litchfield, Illinois. It's about less than an hour from the Missouri border and the Mississippi River. Really looking forward to getting to walk across the Chain of Rocks Bridge. I've seen that on so many videos and documentaries and History Channel stuff about Route 66. Of course, it's not open to traffic anymore, but you can still walk across it. There's the St. Louis Arch. After that, it is across the Mississippi and see what's west of the Mississippi. Kind of exciting. I've never been that far west before, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go pack up and pay my bill and get on the road, and hoping that y'all, wherever you are having a good day and it's a good weather and you're having a good Memorial Day. 66 guide pointed out that there is a Route 66 memorial just off 66 on Fritz Lane, and I was able to find it. That's pretty impressive that people, take the time and effort and energy to do this. Well, it is not a real historical thing on Route 66. It is pretty cute though. Henry's Rabbit Ranch. And you notice how he's got the 66 worked into it for the 2 B's on rabbit. I just saw that and thought it was pretty cute. Have officially made it here to the Route 66 Chain of Rocks Bridge. This is no longer open to cars, obviously, but it is open to foot traffic. And I'm going to walk across this thing. And one thing I really discovered that I like about this sign is that it has musical accompaniment, along with a lot of good information. This is the end of Missouri. We're at the Mississippi River. Sorry, this is the end of Illinois. It's also the end of Missouri on the other side, but this is us going to be going across the Mississippi on the old Chain of Rocks Bridge.
From Chicago to
And the other side of this thing has way more information, specifically about the bridges.
On Route 66.
So this was quite an engineering feat in its time. Okay, let's go ahead and start over the Chain of Rocks Bridge with accompaniment. Thank you. Okay, officially going over it. Could you imagine driving a vehicle over this thing with two-way traffic this narrow? I mean, granted, Model Ts and Model A's were a lot smaller, but still. So one of the things that surprised me coming out here, because nobody had mentioned it, was that this bridge is actually starting on the Illinois side on an island. I had to come over a bridge, come out onto this island, and it's a pretty big island, and then find the Chain of Rocks Bridge starting on the island going over to Missouri. So I guess back in the day they did have lighting on the bridge for driving at night. Now we are over the Mississippi River. Some good current going through there. And I'm not sure what those old lighthouses are doing out there. That'll give me something to look up. And on the other side is a much more modern bridge. a much better view of those structures out there in the river. They look pretty ancient. I don't even know if those are still being used or even what they were used for originally. But they're cool as hell looking sitting out there. So on the bridge, they've got two of these big viewing optical things. Absolutely free, no quarters required. Made it up to the infamous bend in the bridge. So they believe this was 22 something degrees. It's kind of curved, but still. Okay, looking down the remaining part of the bridge towards Missouri. Interesting little addition on the bridge here. I'm not sure if this is original or was added. I've been pretty good so far. I have resisted my strong desire to do my Clark W. Griswold impersonation going over the Mississippi River. So I still have to walk back across the bridge the other way. So let's see if I can keep up this self-control. Yeah. On the Missouri side of the bridge, they are building a big park. Here is that mystery 66 motor court sign from the other side. You always see something on the way back that you didn't see on the way there. Walking along, saw a manhole cover, and I'm thinking that's kind of weird. But then I looked and it said Bell System. So raises the question in my mind, did they used to run telephone wires and cables under the bridge here? That would make sense. You've got a bridge, let's string some cables on it. Walking back towards Illinois, not a lot different than walking the other direction. So not much to document on the return trip. Looking back towards Illinois on the shore, there's a park over there. And there are people fixing to go kayaking in those rapids. And back on the Illinois side. And for the person who said, why did you say bring a roll of toilet paper with you? That's why, because sometimes there ain't none. So this is the little bridge I was telling you about that you have to cross to come out to the Chain of Rocks Bridge. It is a single lane bridge with a bike lane across the Mississippi River in St. Louis, and that is my first view of the St. Louis Arch, which I will hopefully find in the next few minutes. Made it to St. Louis, Missouri. There's a lot of construction going on over here, so fortunately just had to detour around and eventually found something that said arch parking and pulled in, and there's the arch. So on the way over there, let's go see what it is. Up closer to the arch. It is, there's just no words to describe this thing. The official I was here at the arch video. So this is the base of the arch where you actually do the entrance. Have absolutely no idea what's down there, but let's go find out. So when you get to the St. Louis Arch to go in and actually see or do anything, you've got to go through security just like at the airport, except you don't have to take off your shoes here. Under the St. Louis Arch, I was able to get my passport stamped. It's right here as soon as you come downstairs at the St. Louis Information Kiosk. Lady has the stamp and lots of information and is very helpful. Thank you. So huge set of interactive exhibits underneath the St. Louis Arch. Again, this is all free. And as the arch is all about the westward expansion, that's what this is all about down here. Really nice. So I was fully expecting to not be able to get a ticket to go up to the top of the arch because they sell out pretty quick from everything I've read. And yeah, they were right. No advice there except maybe buy your ticket, go do something else and come back, because it was a couple of hours I would have had to wait. So I'm going to move on to the next place down Route 66 as soon as I can find where I parked my car and walk back to it. But on the plus side, a nice breeze has come up. But St. Louis Arch has got to be on everybody's bucket list. It is just, there's no words to describe how awesome this thing is. It's like, so view from the Gateway Arch Park, some of the beautiful old bridges they've got crossing the Mississippi. I am in the Missouri State Park Route 66 Park Visitor Center. If you're trying to find this place, like if you want to get your passport stamped, don't go with Google Maps. It'll take you to a different area that's like the day use area of the park, and the visitor center is down, it's like back on the highway, down one more exit and over. Yeah, as a matter of fact, here's a great picture of the park. That big area off to the right, that's where Google will take you. And on the other side of the river, up here, is where the visitor center is. So again, Google usually works well, and when it doesn't work phenomenally bad. A Burma Shave sign. And there are signs from businesses that used to exist along 66 and really close by that are businesses are gone. Here's some really cool Route 66 memorabilia. You know, reproductions of the telegrams from when they were building Route 66, and the different agencies were quibbling over what to call it. And moving from that over to Missouri Route 66 sign. I have yet to see one of these, but I am keeping my eyes open. Here's some more memorabilia here. This was the Campbell Express trucking line. Humping to please. Starting to see some of the stuff you would expect to see on Route 66 now that I'm in Missouri. Old motels that are abandoned, still standing, signs deteriorating. Found another one. About 2 miles down the road from the first one, so it seems like when this highway next to us went in, it just devastated a whole lot of businesses along Route 66. Here is yet another abandoned motel along 66 in Missouri. Sunset Motel. It's just down the road a couple of miles from the first two we looked at. It actually doesn't look in too god-awful of a shape on the exterior, but something small like this, it's probably not a market for it today. Okay, an unexpected discovery along 66 in Missouri. The signs for Route 66 in Missouri are a little bit different thus far. Things to see on 66. We've got the Jesse James Wax Museum here in Missouri. Not sure where it is in Missouri. So just driving down the road in Sullivan, Missouri, I just saw this. Sitting in a hotel right now in Sullivan, Missouri. This is a Baymont. I've never stayed in this chain before. So far it's pretty nice. Just started feeling really exhausted after today. The heat and the walking and, you know, a lot of physical activity today. So I just pulled up and Google, it's like, there's one. and just did not have the patience to deal with all the hotels.com, but it's still not a bad, still fairly decent rates, so I'm not complaining. So doing some laundry. They got a wonderful laundry room. I rolled the dice and lucked out. Paid my money, took my chances, and laundry machines I won. So I'm going to get started on the video while my laundry is going. Try to look at something to eat. Make sure I'm hydrated. Sweated a lot today. And let's see how things go. Hope you guys had a really good Memorial Day.